Welcome to Good Mythical More. Here at Mythical, we value open, honest, candid communication, constructive criticism,
but not complaints.
And positive feedback. Definitely not complaints, though. And we have received some anonymous crew questions in the formerly complaint box, and we're going to answer those now.
But first, we're going to list them all. Soap brands: Dove,
Zest,
Palmolive,
Ivory,
Dawn,
Irish Spring.
Oh wow, you're quick on the draw, aren't you? Equate.
What, it's like CVS soap?
No, that's Walmart brand.
Soft soap. Remember soft soap?
Oh, that's a good one. I've got one that is oatmeal, and it's called like something mill.
What about Coast?
Oh,
remember Coast?
Yeah. Is Tide technically a soap? I mean, if you
Well,
you could
that's
wash
a
with Tide if you had
detergent.
to. I mean, it's a clothes soap.
Other type of soaps. What's another type of soap?
Jergens. They make a soap. They make a hand soap.
Okay. Any other soaps? I think that's all of them. We've listed them all. Do we miss any?
Mrs. Myers?
Oh yeah.
Mrs. Myers. What about the guy?
Dr. Bronner's.
Dr. Bronner's, Mrs. Myers.
Look at us listing soaps.
Does Medea have a soap?
No.
A lot of movies.
No, not yet.
All right, I have unlocked the box.
I don't know if you can see, but you have.
I can't see. There's too much on my glasses.
Of flour on your glasses. You want to attend to those at some point.
Get that later. All right.
In the near future.
No random order. I'm gonna read these.
In no random order.
In no random order.
Yeah.
And these are anonymous. If the whole GMM/YouTube of it all never turned in anything, and if engineering wasn't the right path, what do you think you would have ended up doing with your life, and do you think you would be as happy as you are now? I'm definitely thinking I'd be a banker.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
In between setups over there, we were just kind of waiting around. We were to be criminals, and I don't know what you picked up on, the energy in the room, but Rhett said, you know, some people are bankers.
I said some people work at a bank.
That's what you said. Some people work at a bank. And then everyone started cheering. No, everyone was kind of confused. And then we realized that this was a pep talk from the one and only Rhett McLaughlin. We could be working at a bank right now.
I think it worked. I mean, y'all really perked up.
Everybody really perked up.
At.
Did you feel like that there was a low, that everybody was a little low?
No.
Did you feel like people needed some perspective?
No.
Why'd you do it?
I sensed that I loved my job.
Oh.
And then I looked around at all the people that I work with, and I was like, I get a sense that we all love our jobs. And some people work at a bank.
Yep.
And I said the last part out loud.
Christy worked at a bank for a little bit.
And listen,
and she was happy
here's the thing.
to do it.
We need people working at banks. We don't need more people doing what we're doing. We got it covered, okay? We need banks.
If I wasn't doing that or engineering, though, do I think that I would be as happy as I am now? No. What would I be doing?
Banking.
I don't know what I'd be doing. I don't know. Maybe I'd be an editor.
An editor? You really think so?
Yeah.
I think what you enjoy about editing is sitting over someone's shoulder and telling them to do things.
Well, I feel like I miss editing. I've said that I could be a beautician, a hairstylist.
Yeah, you'd like to do that.
I could do that, but I'd be a silent one, as I said. Do you know what you'd be?
I think I would be hopefully a professor of sorts.
That adds up.
A professor of a sort.
A professor of sorts.
What's something you regret asking Jenna or any employee to do for you?
Oh.
Jenna's had to do some interesting things.
There was something that you texted Jenna Is this when we were in New York and you were like, either you or her said that in any other situation that would be a very strange request. I mean, there's so many strange requests.
Like
do you remember what I'm talking about?
I feel like that happens on a regular basis.
But it was talked about on the text thread. It was acknowledged that this is like, bring me my, I don't know. You can't remember what it was?
Just recently?
Yeah, like when we were in New York.
I bet you I can find it.
Yeah, see if you can find it. While he's looking for that, I'm going to read another one. Who are your GMM dream guests? Let's the secret it into happening. I keep meaning to make a list of dream guests, and I just haven't done it yet. So it's a mental list. I think the top of my list is Lil Yachty, which I may have mentioned. Also on my list is the TikTok artist Jewel, which I've mentioned. I'm a big fan of her ethos on TikTok. She was also a singer. So that's 2 singers for me. Maybe all of mine are going to be music artists. Another dream guest, someone who would be willing to sculpt me. I'd like to be sculpted. I mean, we had a butter sculptor, but I want something more permanent. I want to be chiseled. Is that too self-aggrandizing?
So it was not.
It doesn't have to be
the
good.
New York trip. It was right before the New York trip, and
you found it though.
It was. This is the text thread. Jenna says, "Copy that." About something uninteresting. I'll order tender greens for you all if that works. You respond and say, the salmon bowl thing for me. I respond with, I'll try the grilled trout longevity bowl. Followed by another text. Never thought I'd text that, but here we are.
Oh, that's what it was?
That's it.
I'll try the grilled trout longevity bowl. What? Out of all the things that we've asked, that's not the thing that you thought you would never text, really. Yep. Okay, that was it. Glad we had a big build up to that one. The grilled trout longevity bowl. Never thought I'd be saying that, but here we are. What do you mean? You're just being playful?
So, just being playful. Yeah, that's me. Just being playful. I think Jenna's had to make some doctor's appointments. I think she had to make a proctologist appointment at some point for like a hemorrhoid.
Oh, I've had that. Yeah.
That was probably like 6 years ago. That's
Is Jenna in here? I don't think she is. Okay, good. We can't spill the beans.
So yeah, I mean that's an intimate thing in some ways.
She didn't perform it.
No, but you have to say, because when you call to make the appointment, you have to say what it's for.
Yeah.
So I have to tell Jenna that I have a hemorrhoid that might require medical intervention.
Yeah, it might require some
inspection.
What's the medical term for slicing?
Thankfully, I have not had to do that. Never had that situation.
Do you have a dream guest?
That doctor who looked at my hemorrhoid.
That no sincere dream guest.
Well, of course,
people?
Rihanna. I want Rihanna to bring her whole family on here. Because I feel like...
Who did Emily say?
Jeff.
Yeah,
I want her to bring her whole family on because I feel like that'll make it less weird because everybody knows, like, I've got this public crush on her. But if she comes with, like, her family, and I'm including ASAP in this scenario...
Okay. Yeah.
Then it'll be. I think it'll be less awkward somehow, because I'll shake his hand.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Nice to meet you, sir." Just keep it very professional.
It'd be nice to have them both on.
And
the children.
I'll actually end up directing more of my attention to him
to compensate.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I gotta start adding to the list. Between the two of you, who would you think?
Wait. Jenna's here.
Oh, okay. Jenna,
The question was,
You've made some awkward...
What's something that we should regret asking you to do for us?
You probably have a better memory of this. I was just talking about how you had to make like a proctologist appointment for me.
Oh, yeah. I've done. What's the most embarrassing? Yeah, I've picked up Link's prescriptions before for his herpes.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
What
That's
else?
That's some big blue pills. Y'all won't believe how big them blue pills are. Take 2 of them. At the first sign of a herp.
First sign of herp.
I'm sure there's definitely other weird things I've helped Link get into a bra before and put the chicken cutlets in yes.
Yeah.
I've done that also.
Right.
You put the bra on first, put the cutlets in second. And boy, they're cold when
Was
they
it
hit.
work related? I don't know.
Yeah. That was just a Friday night.
No, it was all pro.
It was all pro all the time.
I'm an old pro. Between the two of you, who do you think would be better at playing Batman in a legit big budget DC movie?
Well, unless they're
one of those big budget DC
unless they're
movies.
willing to change the backstory and somehow Batman has a beard. Here's the thing about me: if I don't have a beard, then there's nothing that comes out of the bottom of the mask. You know what I'm saying? The Batman mask is just not gonna be. It's not gonna be that.
Yeah, it would be me. I would do it just for that reason, because I could expose this. I've got a good chin for Batman. I don't really have the vibe of I can do a really killer impression. My dad's very impressed whenever I do my Batman impression.
I think you just have to be yourself.
I'm Batman.
I think it's a new era of Batman.
Hey y'all, it's me, Batman.
Yeah.
Read that one.
If you two switch bodies, this is a good opportunity to promote our podcast.
What's the first thing you would do if you switched bodies? We discussed this at length on our podcast. It's called Ear Biscuits. I imagine that you'd want to check that out now that you've heard about it.
We talked about this very question, but it was a slightly different question. It was like, what would I do if
you
woke up in your body?
We talked about this very question, but it was a slightly different question.
It was half of this question. It wasn't a body switch. It was me waking up in Link's body, but then me just being on autopilot and him not getting in my body. So I was still in a corner somewhere, empty.
While you were. Yeah.
I was inside Link's body, and Link's soul was in one part of his brain, not paying attention. That was a specific scenario.
Yeah.
And it was a really interesting discussion. We discussed a lot of other weird things on that episode of Ear Biscuits, which you can watch on the YouTubes as well.
Every Wednesday it comes out. Dispatches from Myrtle Beach has a YouTube channel. Episodes every Thursday. That's my dad's podcast with me. A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. Josh and Nicole's Debate Food Podcast comes out every Friday on YouTube. So subscribe to those YouTube channels, all right? Come on now.
More.
Let's get real. If you're in a situation where it was your only option, would you eat each other to survive? If so, how would that conversation go? Well, we would.
Well, this is an interesting situation because are you saying
I'm gonna eat you? You're gonna eat me.
One person dies, or is it in order to survive, we eat each other to stay alive?
We're both alive because we're having a conversation.
It is more sanitary and I think safer to eat one another than it is to eat yourself. Because when you start eating yourself, your body's like, this is just more of me. You know what I'm saying? But when you eat somebody else, it's like, well, that's not me. Not quite. But it is meat. Yes, the answer is yes.
So we would.
For me, yeah.
So this is how the conversation would go. Be like, well, okay, you're right. So we have to eat each other. And so we'd sever stuff and start cooking it.
Yeah. So we would be like, all right, what are we going to start with? What would you start with? Like a slice of ham.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't if you just go if you take an arm off
butt cheek.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to shave pieces of you off.
Oh, like prime rib.
But that creates quite a wound.
Ooh, yeah, it does. Ooh, that makes me uncomfortable. All of this makes me uncomfortable. I can't believe I watched that 127 hours.
And you really need the glutes.
That guy lopped off his own arm with a pocket knife.
You really need the glutes just for balance and for a lot of things.
Oh,
but
gosh.
It's quite a muscle.
How did you talk me into that?
When you get down to the end and it's like we know that we're not going to be walking anymore and we're just waiting for help, that's when I go for the glutes. Just slice the whole thing off in one go. And then I cauterize you on the fire. And then I cook the rest of the glute on the fire, same fire. Yeah. Keep in mind, I'm also doing the same thing to myself. So
this is not even a fun hypothetical to me. It's like you're getting all giddy, and I am really uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with that.
You're uncomfortable with the idea of me cutting off your glute, cauterizing your butt, and then eating it? Why?
The pain.
Why?
Painness.
Do you say dink it and sink it when it's just the two of you? No. Sorry. Do you want to believe that we do? Because if so, yes, we do that. We do it all the time.
But Lando and I do it.
Really?
Yep.
You didn't ask me permission.
He'll do it. He'll do it. He'll initiate it sometimes. Makes you feel good. You know, somebody likes a good runner.
I do like to hear the stories of people out in just their everyday life doing dinking and
sink it.
I really like that. I like that.
That makes me happy. I mean, is there anything from the show that we do? Like, I mean, there's like is it hot? We do that one. I mean, that one didn't.
Mostly you do that one, and I kind of get roped into it sometimes. But yeah, that's true.
In real life, though. In real life, there's the things that we've done that we quote are not. We don't quote ourselves, but we'll quote other things. Like that was another guy who said, "Is it hot?"
Yeah.
So that's why we feel like
Yeah.
we can do that.
We would always say, "Might like it." I'll say that.
Might
like it because that was Carnell Locklear.
It's when you
looking for Miss Locklear.
It's when you suggest something that you don't. That you know the other person is not going to like, but you want to talk them into it.
Might like it.
So he's like, "You might like it." And it's kind of an endearing, come on, man, give it a shot. I really need this right now.
Do you guys do the Tokyo thing in real life off the show?
Might like it.
No, never done that.
Never done that.
And that's real tough when I'm in Little Tokyo.
The might like it. Did you say what that was from?
Yeah, looking for Miss Locklear.
Yep. Is there anything
I don't do it
else?
on Morse. If that's what's being discussed. I have done it like on a More, but I did say at one point that I don't do it on a More.
Anything else from the show? All right, we'll put this back out for people to use, but yeah, I really can't. I don't know that there's any other stuff that we do in real life. I mean, We're Still Good happens a lot at my house too. That floats around home. That catchphrase. It's because Lando's he watches the show still. He'll go on spurts.
You've still got one in your home.
I still got one who'll watch the show.
Watching
sometimes.
the show. Shepard's moved on. Too old. Not too old for the show, but too old to watch Dad's show. You know what I mean?
And I know that the show will come across Lillian Lincoln's TikTok, but they don't really talk about it much.
They don't want to acknowledge it.
They don't want to acknowledge.
When you're just scrolling through TikTok and you keep seeing your dad.
Yeah. Especially in the circumstances that they see us.
Yeah. There's my dad making a fool of himself again. Embarrassing the family. Bringing shame on our name.
Might like it.
Every single Mythical podcast is on YouTube with new episodes out Wednesday through Friday. So click the links in the description and subscribe so you never miss an episode.